Hi, hello, and welcome. This is a factory I haven't showcased before because I've just been building it, but I'm gonna walk you guys through this brand new factory, which produces me drill heads, and just kind of show you guys what's new with the kiln, shredder, and composting update. I know I'm a bit late, but it's fine. So, first things first, this factory is a 14 times drill head factory. That means that it is aiming to have 14 drill head blacksmiths that you can see right over here going all at once. So, in total, that would be, since the drill head takes exactly 50 seconds to make, that we are going to have 14 of you guys taking 50 seconds. So, that's going to give us 50 divided by 14. Giving us a drill head every 3.5 seconds. If you take that out of an hour, that is going to be about 1,000 drill heads an hour, which you times that by 100, and that is 100,000 drill heads an hour. So, I'm just going to turn it all the way on for you. And right now there is a bug that is making it so that the blacksmiths aren't hammering, but I can show you they are on, as you can see. Now, if you'll notice, I do not have all the trees I am planning to have. So, in order to get this running, I will be needing 2 full kilns running nonstop, but I'm also planning on using this to fuel future factories. So I have my drill heads and my charcoal, our new item, coming right through here into this mega storage, and then they get split into drill heads and then charcoal right over here. Now I plan on having 4 or more kilns running nonstop. So all of these trees going nonstop just to fuel a new factory that I will be working on shortly if I don't go insane. So, I guess first things first, we can start with the wood system because that's what's changed most in this update. So, with this update, I am going to show you guys that our fuel has gotten twice as efficient. So, we now have fuel instead of how it was just firelogs before. But if you look, 24 firelogs is worth 24 fuel. Now that we have our charcoal, 10 charcoal is worth 50 fuel. Each charcoal is worth a single bit of fuel. So if we take our 4 logs from that charcoal, if we were to make that into fire logs, we'd get 24. So we're getting 50 fuel instead of 24 fuel, basically doubling the amount of fuel that we're getting. Now this does have some setbacks with decreased tree growth rates, but it is an overall buff and I will not be complaining. So, next let's go to the trees, provided I know how to actually stand. So, let's go up to these trees, and you'll see we have our garden raised bed and oak seeds. So, by that you can tell, oak still is clinging on to its spot as the best tree, but it is much, much closer. In fact, oak doesn't actually have the best rate, but it does have the best compost to log ratio. And with that, it's able to barely edge out palm when you are making your own compost. So, when you are not using compost, or if you're buying your compost, you're going to want to use palm trees. But since I am making my own compost, I'm using oak, and that gives me about like 2 extra logs an hour compared to palm per garden bed. So, then another super big change is when a tree has compost in it, when it's right about to grow, it will, after it's done spitting out all of its logs, it will spit out 1 to 2 seeds out of the garden harvester, meaning that if you set up your factory right, you will never have to buy seeds again. Super amazing. So, how do we get our compost? Well, we have these lovely things called shredders right here, where we can drop our logs right in, and we get a thing called a biomass, okay? And for that biomass, we then get over here and go into our composter, and that goes out and around to all our trees. So, how much logs does it take to grow a tree? Well, it takes exactly 0.66 logs to fully compost a tree. Because each tree takes up 4 composts during its growth cycle. And from that, see, every time it goes up a stage. And each tree has its planting stage and then 3 stages after that before it's fully grown. So, once that's done, you end up with 12 logs and 1 to 2 seeds, which is nice and lovely. Then, as I showed, we already got our kilns, and there we go. So, now, that's pretty much all the new update covered, but now we are going down to here, and you'll see this is a very fun system. A change that did happen in this update is conveyor sorters they're now stacked a short wall and a very short wall instead of how it was where it was just a short wall before. And you'll see these items just get teleported through. And if any of these mega storages are low on an item, one of these yellow ones will get shut off, and that way it's basically an instant demand straight into the mega storage. And I have our cranes dropping an item out of here every 0.5 seconds. So it is incredibly quick. And then we are starting to build up some charcoal over here too, which is nice and lovely. And I don't want to make too much trailheads because, as I said, I don't have enough fuel just yet. So I'm on my reserves right now, but don't want to cut those reserves all the way down. So then we move on to our iron. So this is basically symmetrical, so I'm only going to show you guys one side, but there is 26 iron drills on this side, and then 25 on this side. So, not a crazy difference, but you have it. So from that, this is a throttled drill approach. So when this mega storage is at 400, only the first drills turn on. Then when it gets to 300, the second drills, 200, 100, and below 100. So from that, we are able to decrease the amount of time items are on our conveyors. Then we go into this very lovely system that didn't take me 8 years to build at all, where you collect all of these iron ore. And I'm still working out the tweaks on this. I might replace this for a barrel in the future, along with over here too. It'll all pop out right here any second. Yep. And when this thing is like fully on, you'll just get like a stack and a tower that just ends up going over the walls and spilling all over the place. So then we also need our stone, which is right at the end right here, where we just come on over here and go all the way up straight into that mega storage. Then we just have our smelter. So this factory is not very complicated. It's just a lot. And these smelters, it's 15 on each side. And the stone is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 on each side for the stone. then we come over here, and then we have 3 iron beams. The iron beams are also throttled. The smelters are not, which I might not. We'll see. I do need to add a lot of garden beds, and I'm starting to run a bit low on housing, so yeah. Then we go right into our Drillhead Blacksmiths, and that goes back down, and it loops all over again. So I do hate loops, but I've actually made one, so there's always that. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and if you have any questions about the new update, feel free to reach out and let me know. Bye bye!